Oh boy, another Fire Emblem character. We haven't seen one of those before. Huh. Multiple Weapon Master. That actually seems pretty unique. At least it's better than Dragon Boy and Waifu Simulator. Let's talk about this. Hey guys, it's Silver here.
And unfortunately, since we weren't able to get a direct video, I'm here with my buddy Jordan.
Hi there, Jordan, JNCuddlefish. I have shown up on the other reactions before.
Yep, but this time we're not doing a reaction because Sakurai had the frickin' direct at 6 in the morning.
I actually had the dedication to stay up till 6 and then just watch it.
Nintendo, you need to be more considerate of your West Coast audience.
Yeah, but think of it this way. If they're considerate for a West Coast audience, they're going to screw over their Japanese viewers.
Shit, you're right.
Yeah, Japanese people exist.
Japanese people exist. I am half of a byproduct of one.
And I want to be one.
That's not physically possible.
Yeah, it's a broken dream. It's really unfortunate.
Anyways, but we're here to talk about the direct news, as well as, since this probably won't take too long, we're gonna splice in a couple of the stuff that happened within the past week, mainly the Pokemon DLC, because why the hell not?
And I think you're also going to sprinkle in a little bit of Fire Emblem.
Oh yes, because we also got some Fire Emblem news as well, because Fire Emblem. I don't think we need another Fire Emblem character, but you know what? It's fine. It's fine.
I think it was smart because we haven't had any first-party representatives in this pack so far. And on top of that, this is the perfect time to release a new Fire Emblem character. We only got Chrom, which is an echo of an echo of an echo fused with another echo, also based off of not Marth. Not Marth. If Roy is not Marth, then Ike was not Marth. And then this is just not Marth with not Marth's, blade, and then also with the up special of not Marth. But this is the first time we're getting, a new Smash Ultimate real Fire Emblem character, and it's nice to have one because there's a new game. Three Houses is huge. It's the biggest Fire Emblem.
Yeah, I'll admit I haven't really played too much of Three Houses. I got into the first couple hours because I'm borrowing it from a mutual friend of ours, but I haven't really gotten too far. Honestly, not impressed, but we'll see how things go.
This is also the first of Smash Ultimate with its parallel marketing. Back during Smash 4, it was a much bigger thing of getting things like Bayonetta or getting Shulk or getting Corrin. But during Smash Ultimate, it's been practically just fan service after fan service. This is the first time we're getting actual parallel marketing for another big Nintendo IP.
Yeah, that's honestly fair.
I guess Incineroar, and that's about it.
Anyways, we should probably explain what's going on. So yeah, Byleth is in the game, the main character from Fire Emblem Three Houses. Also, what the hell kind of name is Byleth? That's such a dumb name.
Have you heard of any JRPG or anime character before?
Good point.
What kind of name is Shulk?
That stung a little, but good point.
Yeah, so I guess, what do you know about Byleth so far that excites you or disappoints you?
I mean, I know that he's kind of connected to this...
They really.
One...
Yeah.
Or... Fine. Sorry, my bad.
And the female one's way more popular.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm probably gonna play as the female one when I play Smash and inevitably try out Byleth. But yeah, I know that I'm just gonna say she because everybody's gonna use the female Byleth.
This is also Byleth special because this is probably the queerest Nintendo protagonist we've ever had.
Oh?
No, when you look at a character like Byleth, not only is it just choosing whatever gender, but that's pretty normal in a lot of JRPGs, but with male and female, you had multiple homosexual options. You had multiple gay options if you were male or female.
Wow, Nintendo's actually being progressive.
Byleth is the queerest protagonist in Nintendo.
Wow, that's actually really interesting.
I'd say the second most is actually Corrin, but a lot of Corrin's pair-ups were based off of the way that Japanese use a lot of sexual stereotypes, so I don't want to count Corrin that much. But Corrin was a step in the right direction, but Byleth is, in fact, the queerest.
To be fair, nobody really cares about Corrin.
Oh, Corrin's not allowed to have personality. It's like a general rule.
Yeah, anyways, we should probably get back to... Anyways, but yeah. So, what I do know about her is that she has this one lady that she's connected to who kind of looks like a mannequin. Her name is Sothis.
Yes, she's our long dragon waifu.
Honestly, looking at her... And this is coming from somebody who's only played about 2 hours of Fire Emblem Three Houses and seen the, trailer for Smash. I don't like Sothis. She seems like a bitch.
Okay, what if I rephrase it this way? What if I were to tell you that Sothis is like, what if Sothis were like Palutena and Viridi's love child?
Slightly better, but at the same time,
really
I don't really like... Okay, my opinion may change once I play through Fire Emblem Three Houses some more.
Yeah, she's a fan favorite. I think you'll like her over time.
Okay. Fair enough.
She is really... Once you understand her more, she's really compassionate and caring. And she has to make some decisions or some struggles that most other characters don't have to.
Alright. I'll give her a shot. I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, so Sothis is connected to Byleth. That's mainly what I know, and I know that, basically anyone can cook, in which by that I mean anyone can use any weapon.
Yeah, that's one of the big parts of Fire Emblem Three Houses. Every character in the game can use every weapon in the game. Even some that are supposed to be exclusives, like the Sword of the Creator, I can give to somebody else and they can equip it. They'll just use it poorly.
Which is a freaking whip sword!
Oh, yeah.
Yes!
Yeah, it's a fun whip sword, and everybody can use magic in Fire Emblem Three Houses. Everybody can use axes. It's all about how you want to play with your character using whatever weapon.
I am excited to get to Three Houses and get the Sword of the Creator, because it's like, okay, this is the final weapon that Byleth gets. This is really cool. Oh, and she gets to use the other weapons that I'm guessing that the other heads of the Three Houses get. That's cool.
I'm gonna be honest, because the Sword of the Creator is such an awesome and powerful badass weapon, I made it a rule to never use it. Instead, I just gave her Knuckles the whole time to make her a punch goddess.
So you basically turned her into Yang.
I wanted to make punch goddess. Well, the problem is that Yang isn't a holy being, though, except to the fandom. So, I would say that, I wanted...
Wait, holy being?
I wanted a legitimate, powerful,
I
holy
feel like
goddess.
you just spoiled something for me.
Mm-hmm. By that, I mean, she's literally an anime protagonist, is what I'll give you.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you. But yeah, so Sakurai went into a lot of details with this character. So, to basically get the gist of it, Byleth has 4 different weapons that she can access at any time. And it all depends on... Basically, it kind of boils down to what move she's using.
Yep, directional inputs. If you're going up or doing jab, you're going to use the Sword of the Creator. If you're going neutral in your aerials or special, you're going to be using Fail Not, the bow. If you're using the axe, that'll be your down special and down aerial and your down tilt. And lastly, your side stuff is going to be your spear.
I find it funny that the only one that you remembered was Fail Not.
Because Claude is the best thing. If anybody joining Golden Deer becomes bisexual immediately, because Hilda and Claude are amazing.
Yeah, although I ended up choosing Edelgard when I was playing because...
Edelgard was my first choice, and then I grew up. I learned to really love Claude and Hilda so much more than Edelgard and Dorothea.
That's fair.
Which, by the way, I find it hilarious that Hubert is Edelgard's second command, and he's not even in Smash Ultimate on their section. It's just going to be Petra and Dorothea and Edelgard for, if you're choosing Black Eagles, it's just waifu power.
I mean, to be fair, Petra is best character. She has a gut.
I am a big fan.
Guts.
I'm a big fan of Petra. She's definitely one of my favorite characters around there.
I can't wait to play through more of Three Houses to get to this, but we're kind of getting into about 10 minutes in for this, so yeah, we should probably start talking about
the character.
Yeah, so I honestly, initially I was kind of disappointed because I was like, oh, this is another Fire Emblem rep. A little disappointing, especially since it's like, okay, this is the only first-party character we're getting out of this set of 5, and it's a Fire Emblem character that we have an excess of. Now, okay, before you say anything, note that this is me looking at this from a very cynical perspective. I know, me, cynical. Can you believe it?
Yes.
You didn't have to answer that.
I know, I was going to anyways. I will say that the idea of, oh, this character takes up a slot has really been lessened, though. Because if people were scared of, well, this is the finale, and then we got 5 more, we technically actually got announced that there's going to be 6 more, not 5 more. So if people were worried about this taking up a slot, we got another slot just for you whiny folks out there.
Fair enough. But the more I thought about it, the more I'm like, for one, it's not a carbon copy of every single Fire Emblem character we've gotten ever since the Melee.
That character has a name. It's Chrom.
Oh god, you're right. Because it's like, let's look at it. So we have Marth, and then we had Roy, who was basically a clone of Marth.
Yep.
And then you had Ike, which was heavier Roy, who's a clone of Marth.
Like I said, not a Marth.
Yep. And then you have Lucina, who's a clone of Marth.
Also known as not Marth.
And that's when they started calling them Echo Fighters. And then Robin was the exception.
And Corrin.
And, well, I'm getting to Corrin, okay?
Okay.
Then there was Corrin. Yeah, Corrin was also an exception, but also had the counter, like Marth.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have Chrom, who is a clone of a clone.
Not just the clone of a clone. This clone of a clone uses the falchion, literally the weapon of the other clone, and on top of that, use the up special of the character that replaced not Marth.
Exactly.
No, like, Chrom is just Fire Emblem the character. As
I still like him, but at the same time, he is not an original character.
He's just fun to play, but when you look at a character like Byleth, oh my god, they pulled the stops for so many fascinating moves.
And they didn't give her a counter.
Also, like, that up special, though, like, using the chain whip for recovery and also spiking people is satisfying looking.
Yeah. I feel like it's going to be a pain in the ass to try and get onto the field, though, considering unless you hit the ledge, there's no vertical movement at all.
Yeah, but they made ledge recovery really powerful in this game. I don't know if you know that, but, like, if you try to recover with Joker, oh my god, you go far. And I think you're going to get the same thing in this game, too. And if you're able to grab somebody else, you literally, like, spike them down and boost yourself up anyways. Like, this is a thing made for me as somebody who loves spiking people.
Oh, man, that's... Jeez.
And Byleth has another spike with the axe going downwards.
Man. Honestly, like, Byleth is really interesting. And something that I've kind of noticed ever since Smash 4 is that, with the exception of Lucina and Chrom, they've really been trying to diversify their characters.
Can you explain what you mean by that?
Well, let's look at Robin. Sure, Robin uses a sword. But at the same time, he has the magic system in place and being able to use that.
I think the thing you're looking for is a term called feature creep. The idea that when you introduce more characters, almost every single one of them is just packed with unique features or moves. That's what feature creep is.
Fair enough. But the main thing I'm saying is, in Melee and Brawl, the 3 characters that we had were just clones of Marth.
Yeah.
Well, and Marth.
You're mainly talking about the Fire Emblems.
Yeah, mainly Fire Emblems.
Oh yeah, looking at like Roy and Corrin and Byleth, they're all so different from the rest of the anime sword fighters.
You mean Robin, Corrin, and Byleth?
Yeah, sorry, Robin, Corrin, and Byleth are so different from the other anime sword fighters, and I'm such a big fan.
Yeah. Also, I love in the trailer, they actually call out the fact that there's way too many sword fighters in this game.
So what if they made a sword fighter, but also not a sword fighter?
They made a sword fighter that's also a shield, or not a shield fighter, that's also a spear fighter, an axe fighter, and a bow fighter.
Yeah, pretty much the entire physical weapon set in every single Fire Emblem game.
Which, basically makes Byleth a symbol of Fire Emblem itself.
Yeah. Robin's got the magic, and Byleth's got the weapons.
And then Corrin is Corrin.
Corrin dragons up.
Yeah, Corrin once again proves that...
Well, actually, Manichates and dragons have been a part of the first Fire Emblem. So we've really got a spread view here. Dragons are a huge part of Fire Emblem. The first game was called Shadow Dragon.
I guess. But at the same time, I find Corrin to be the weakest out of the 3.
Oh, yeah, Corrin's a terribly written character.
Yeah, definitely.
But also just has a story of being one of the most engaging, and I feel like Three Houses really push it to the next level. I can't recommend Three Houses enough, but looking into actual movesets back to Smash, I also really appreciate how the bow feels like almost Thoron-esque.
Oh, yeah, totally. Like, the fact that you can charge it up, it's like, oh my god, that is cool.
Yeah, and actually, when Smash 4 was first released, Robin was my main. So I'm really excited to see this out there. I'm a huge fan of that bow already.
Honestly, one thing that it kind of reminds me of is when I started picking up Link again back in Smash Ultimate, because I started with him in Brawl, which was my first Smash game.
Yeah.
Played with him in Smash 4, but eventually moved on to, ironically, using Roy and Ike.
Yep.
And then I ended up picking him back up in Ultimate. And one thing that I love doing is I just tap the B button to shoot off a little arrow, just a blink.
Yep.
And then grab the arrow and then just pull it back to launch both arrows. And 9 times out of 10, it'll be a confirmed kill against a high percent enemy.
Yeah, so I just think that, oh god, Byleth looks like one of the most satisfying new characters we can get. If I'm being honest, I wasn't a fan of playing most of the newcomers in the DLC until I really spent time to get them. And even now, I still don't get how to play. I know how to play them, but I haven't really, really taken them in to understand their essence yet for characters like Terry and Plant.
Yeah, that's fair. It's like,
Or
I remember Joker got announced. I was really excited for Joker, and I do play Joker quite a bit, but I'm not the best at Joker.
Like, I can play Joker, I just haven't mastered Joker yet.
I remember Banjo-Kazooie.
Banjo-Kazooie's not good.
Yeah, but you love playing him. I know you do.
I didn't get playing Banjo until pretty recently, and now Banjo's actually in my top 3.
Exactly. It's like, so you got Banjo, and then if you guys remember my friend Will, aka Sign Crow, he was super excited for Terry. He just loves playing the hell out of Terry, and he'll always just quote the "Bust a Wolf."
I think there's so many things to also appreciate out of Byleth as well. We've also got ourselves the Down special, which is like anime Warlock Punch.
Yeah, and then there's Dragon Quest Hero, which, there are people who care about Dragon Quest Hero, but none of us really care about Dragon Quest Hero.
I do. I just don't like the way that they implemented Dragon Quest Hero into the game. Like, I like Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest is probably one of the most... Actually, no, I'm going to say that Dragon Quest is the most important JRPG of all time. Yeah. If it weren't for Dragon Quest, no Final Fantasy, no Pokemon.
That's fair.
No Earthbound, no Chrono Trigger. It all starts with Dragon Quest. To the point that in Japan, like, Dragon Quest was synonymous with gaming in the same way that Mario was in the West, or Pac-Man was. Like, Dragon Quest is that big. It's that big of a deal. Imagine Pokemon, Mario, and Pac-Man combined. That's Dragon Quest power in Japan.
Makes sense.
And I've played a decent... Like, not a lot of them, but I've played a fair amount of Dragon Quest before. It's fine, but I think my main problem is that a lot of JRPGs have trouble really engaging me these days, because I don't like turn-based combat unless you've got some really fun gimmicks behind it.
That's fair. But yeah, so looking at the rest of the Direct, I don't know why Sakurai wanted to explain the whole thing of, hey guys, this is what Fire Emblem is, when we already kind of know what Fire Emblem is.
It's hard to avoid Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem Heroes is Nintendo's biggest mobile game. You've got so many Fire Emblem characters over and over to the point of it being a meme. But I think it was less about explaining what it is, but more of explaining of why Fire Emblem matters.
Yeah,
why are there so many Fire Emblem characters these days? And it's not just about promotion. Fire Emblem is about what happens if you put in the love and care into a game to bring a franchise back from the dead. What if something isn't supposed to work? Turn-based strategy is not supposed to be popular. But Fire Emblem did it. And it's a story about love turning into popularity into success.
Yeah.
Fire Emblem is a story of what most gaming franchises dream to be, and if Smash Ultimate is a celebration of gaming, of course there needs to be more Fire Emblem, because Fire Emblem is the gold standard of what everyone should try to be now.
Yeah, that's fair. Although I feel like a lot of people have gotten angry at there being another Fire Emblem rep. Although then again, well, one thing is, it's a little weird that Sakurai was counting in binary, but I feel like to all of his fans, he was probably going to 27.
What?
As in the middle finger.
Oh, yeah. Like,
because he was showing the counting. 27 would be him flipping the bird.
Like, I also appreciated what a weird coincidence that was, though, that 17 happened to line up to 3. That made me happy.
Huh, you're right.
Did you not get his entire presentation
I
for
was
binary?
kind of in the car listening in on it.
I know binary, so I think that's the reason it appealed to me. But yeah, that's why he was emphasizing, like, yeah, when he did put those 3 fingers out in his teaser, it was always meant to be 3 houses because it was the 17th Fire Emblem.
So it wasn't Dante.
Nope. Which, oh, thank God. Also, like, we've also got some surprise. Like, I think we've kind of exhausted the main supply when it goes to Byleth. But let's also talk about the extra stuff that you talked about.
Yeah.
Being, we've got some new. Well, first of all, we've got a 6th slot coming up in DLC Pack 2.
Oh, I'm hype. What are you hoping for? Which character are you hoping for in DLC Pack 2?
In DLC Pack 2, the one I want the most, I'm gonna have to say, Shantae is gonna be my big pick. I want Shantae. I can understand why they don't pick Shantae. What I want more than anything is I want there in a future direct to be a franchise brought back from the dead, and then the trailer keeps going, flowing into Smash. Like, if there's a new Advance Wars, then the new Advance Wars protagonist goes in. Or if there's a new Xenoblade or something like that, the new Xenoblade protagonist goes into Smash. I want some kind of ridiculous cross-promotion like that.
That'd be really cool.
Something
that would be really interesting.
Something nobody asked for and nobody wanted or expected, and just happens to get in because it's good promotion.
I'll say my 2 that I want to get into Smash. One of them is highly doubtful and just wishful thinking, and you guys can probably guess what it is if you've been on if you've seen the channel long enough.
Like, to put it into perspective, Goku's more likely. And I don't want that.
I mean, Goku is an anime character, whereas
But Goku's more relevant.
Fair enough, but I want Blinks.
Yeah.
I love Blinks.
Not happening, though. Never happening.
The one I kind of want, but I know that Jordan doesn't want. It's like, I also want Shantae, and I'm not going to steal Shantae.
Oh, snap.
Like,
yeah, Marks.
Well, you also want Marks, but I understand why you don't think that he's relevant, but honestly, I would love to have Bandana D.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly because he's a very popular character, and he has shown some... He has shown some semblance of a character moveset.
How do you feel knowing that, technically, as of today, we now do technically have a spear fighter?
Oh god, you're right.
Yeah. We got our spear fighter. We're done. We hit quota.
I still want Bandana D, damn it.
And I still want Marks more. Marks is space-timey, gimmicky, has weird moves.
Yeah, well, Marks is a boss, so deal with it.
Yeah, but so is Ridley. So that's
not in Smash Ultimate.
Yeah, that's why Marks for Smash 6. Marks for Smash 6.
You know what? Go ahead and give your Marxist ideals.
I can't wait. And there's also, who else would I really want up there in Smash for that, now that we have a 6th slot ready? I want to see anything brought back from the dead. So give me Golden Sun, Custom Robo, Advanced Wars.
I mean, Blinks could be brought back from the dead.
Not happening. Who would bring it back from the dead? Definitely not Nintendo.
I mean, Nintendo has Mario. They like their kid-friendly platformers.
Yeah, but like most of the Blinks game uses really gross coloring that I don't think meshes well.
That's your opinion.
I mean, that's also most of the Xbox, though. Of the original Xbox being very brown and green heavy. Very marshy.
Jordan just doesn't like Xbox, ladies and gentlemen.
I want to. Actually, Xbox was one of my first consoles. It was my 3rd console, actually.
Well, I mean, it was my first.
Yeah.
Which probably explains a lot of why I'm so biased on the original Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
And why I want Microsoft to do better.
Oh, yeah, my nostalgia is dead to me. My first console was the NES. I would not play anything on the NES these days. I can't do it.
Anyways, getting off of this topic of consoles, we also got some Mii costumes revealed.
Yeah, Altair, Cuphead.
I've never heard of Altair.
Assassin's Creed?
Well, wait, is it that Altair?
Is it not?
I don't think it is.
Oh, snap, then I have no idea why.
It's a random...
Because it feels Assassin's Creed as heck.
Here's the thing. If it was Assassin's Creed, they would have said
Assassin's Creed, yeah.
Yeah, but it said Altair.
So that's confusing.
Who the hell is Altair?
Actually, this brings up an interesting question now. Because in the last pack, we also got Sans to be announced. And then we also got Cuphead plus some music. What do you want to see as some, like, off-the-wall, weird possible Mii costume? Specifically, quality Mii costume plus one song.
Maybe something from Toho?
Toho would be an interesting choice.
Yeah, just get You and Owen Was Her as the music. Also, the fact that they used the frickin' song that from the Sunflower Boss.
Yeah.
The do.
It's the most iconic.
And whenever I hear that song, I just imagine him just moving his hands like this.
Yeah.
Or you guys can't see it, but you guys probably know what I'm doing. The
I think that's why I want to see them go out of their way to put in more of these weird things. I think this is a good way to put in Shovel Knight as well as a sword fighter.
Oh, yeah, they could use a Shovel Knight Mii costume.
Exactly.
Oh, and they have to have the
Strike the Earth.
Yes.
So I think that's a totally doable thing for sword fighter.
Yeah, that is really good. Especially since we have enough Gunner costumes. Let's get a sword fighter costume with music.
Gunner was already popular with Sans, and now it will just blow up even more.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, overall, I guess the main issue I had was that there was a lot of padding, and especially at the end where he's like, "Is this game even a fighting game? I don't know."
Give the guy the opportunity to talk about his game. This is not about, every single fan trying to be as hyped as possible, because this shouldn't be that. We already get directs for that. This is not a direct.
That's fair.
This is a guy talking about his game.
You know what? That's fair. So I guess that I can't really complain too much.
Yeah.
I'm glad Byleth's in the game. Initially, I wasn't really too happy with it, but now I am, and I'm just like, I can't wait to play this character. It comes out in 2 weeks, I believe.
Yeah. One thing that's surprising about the character is that one of the biggest mechanics of the game is to turn back time, and I'm surprised they didn't make that one of the mechanics for the counter. I'm glad they didn't, because we don't need another time-based counter.
Mm-hmm.
But
we already have that with Bayonetta.
And Shulk.
Oh god, you're right.
Yeah, it's awful. So we didn't need more of that, and I'm happy they didn't go with it even if they really, really could have.
Yeah. Anyways, on to the other Fire Emblem news.
Yeah, Path 4.
Yeah, this is really interesting. We got the introduction of 4 new characters, which I don't remember their names.
I don't remember them either, but I remember they were appealing looking, they had fun voices, it looks like a fun story to tell about the secret 4th house that was kind of just disbanded or set aside or set underground. This is going to be the Abyss chapter.
I'm curious as to how these characters are living underground all this time, as like they just are there. Okay.
Anime finds a way.
Anime finds a way. Okay.
You have to remember that this Fire Emblem is one of the most anime.
Anyways, but yeah. Honestly, it seems a little weird, and I think that it's interesting, especially since it seems like they have this mentality of we got bits, so we're gonna bite back, or something like that.
One thing that I find really satisfying is that I'm not going to go into spoilers for this, but there is like a hidden dark enemy throughout 3 houses, and this could be referenced back to that hidden dark enemy that we don't know enough about for those who got to play a lot of 3 houses. And
was that the guy that was in the trailer?
Not really. You're going to have to know more about it. It is something that if you have not seen it yet in the game, and even if you've seen every single trailer, you don't know this enemy.
Also, a quick aside to the trailer. That trailer was so weird, and
it was goofy.
Mainly the one thing is, there's only one thing we must do: join Smash.
Join Smash Brothers already! What in the world are you waiting for?
So joining Smash consumes even the darkness itself.
And it's like, joining Smash is what got them out of the darkness.
I love the idea of they just joined a fraternity. Because it says join Smash House.
Oh my god.
And then the other one was Byleth recruits Byleth.
I feel like Sakurai's finally lost his mind.
Again, if you've been a slave for that long, it makes sense.
Fair enough. Anyways, back. Okay, enough of the Fire Emblem. Let's talk about Fire Emblem.
So, I think it's really exciting to see these characters because every single character that you get in Fire Emblem 3 Houses is so packed with content. Every single character has their own stat builds. They have their own special affinities, like special things that they happen to have higher growth rates at when it goes through their different techniques. So you can have anybody in the game be a sword fighter, but some characters are faster sword fighters in growth. and some of them are slower sword fighters in growth. So every single character has their own stat build, their own affinities. Some of them have new secret moves that are unlocked if you go against the grain as well. So for example, let's say Hubert is not supposed to be a good melee fighter, but if you make him learn lances anyways, he's going to learn a special lance move that lets him use his magic to attack. So every single and then not to mention that, this game has also some of the most robust support systems. Every single character has plenty of support systems with other support characters, and it's been shown that the DLC characters introduced so far, even those ones have other support options. So the game is packed with content with every single character released. So if you introduce 4 new playable characters, you've introduced a pretty big substantial part of the new lore and story. Every character is secretly packed with culture and story and lore in them, not just personality.
Okay, so it's good that we're getting these 4 characters. Hopefully we get more.
I'd be looking forward to more, but we've already gotten multiple DLC characters within the expansion pass so far.
Okay.
Keep in mind that this is content coming off of the same expansion pass that we've been feeding off of for months now. The expansion pass has been going on for half a year, and we're still getting new content from that same expansion pass every couple months. This is just continuing that.
So, seems like the expansion pass was worth it in the end.
I'm not going to make that statement. It still was a $30 pass or something like that, $20 pass. I want to see just a little bit more, like 1 or 2 new features or 1 or 2 more characters, and I think it'd be perfect.
Yeah, seems legit. Also, yeah, $30 pass, that's a lot. Speaking of $30 passes, that's a good segue into our final section, right?
Pokemon!
Yes! Let me tell you, I love Sword and Shield. It was a really good game with a few problems.
It is, I'd say, simultaneously the worst and the best Pokemon game I've played. It was my worst and best game of 2019.
Yeah. We'll admit there are a lot of problems that probably pertain to the fact that Game Freak was kind of...
abusive?
Yeah, exactly, abusive.
It was a mix between abusive, not trying their 100%, and a lack of direction that really hurt them as well. They didn't have a lot of quality direction, but this expansion pass kind of fixes a lot of it. It's putting... I'd say it's imagine getting, I don't know, you got a nice soda but a bee sting along with it, and then you're now given like the right medicine and a second soda.
Yeah.
It's like, this doesn't fix what originally had the problems. Most of the problems of the game will not be fixed with this, but it will expand the decks and expand the content. There are some fundamental problems that will not be patched in using this update, but there will be a lot of nice goodies from this as well.
We should probably talk about what we got, though. So, we got the reveal of 2 DLC passes. We got the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra.
And you purchase this as one pack, and we'll get them at different piecewise chunks.
It's $30, which means you only have to pay $15 per, but you have to buy both of them.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, $30 isn't too bad.
Yeah, I would have preferred it to be 20. I think that would have been a little more fair, put it on the same level of Breath of the Wild. And even Breath of the Wild, you're allowed to get slightly piecewise.
Yeah, pretty much.
But when it goes to this new Sword and Shield content, I think there is some interesting stuff here. We've got multiple new Pokemon already announced so far.
Yeah.
We've got 2 new Reggies, a new mythical legendary Pokemon that's around here, and we've got a kind of legendary but not legendary new Kung Fu Panda thing.
Oh, yes, the,
Kung Fu.
Oh, yeah, that's the name of the... Oh, my God, it is Poe.
Yeah.
Well, I know what I'm naming my, legendary when I get it in Isle of Armor.
Mine's just gonna be named Fisticub.
Fisticub. You know, that works.
Thank you.
That does work pretty well.
So, on top of having that small collection of new Pokemon, it looks like multiple Pokemon will be getting new Galarian forms.
Oh,
Not
especially the legendary birds.
Yeah,
Like,
the legendary birds, plus Slowpoke, Slowbro, and Slowking.
in which we've already gotten the Galarian Slowpoke, which is pure Psychic, which is a little weird.
I'm hoping that each expansion also has 5 new Galarian forms each, just to give a little more meat and freshness to it as well.
Yeah, here's hoping.
I don't think we're going to get that, and I'm hoping we're going to get more Gigantamax forms other than what's been revealed so far, too.
But yeah, we got some very interesting Pokemon with this, because we got the Kung Fu Bear, which is really cool, and it has 2 different forms, which is really interesting.
I really hope that those forms are not locked onto what version of the game you have, though.
I hope not, either. It would be interesting, though, having it be based on how you trained your Pokemon. Mm-hmm. Kind of similar to Tyrogue.
Except hopefully better, because Tyrogue is the most infuriating thing in the world.
Especially if you want to get a Hitmontop.
It's the worst.
Thank God you can catch those Pokemon in the wild.
Yeah. And then, on top of that, we've also got some new outfits around there, and new hair options and colors.
You can use Marnie's hairstyle.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make Marnie, but more purple. OC Do Not Steal.
Oh, jeez.
I am also really excited to see that there's going to be, it looks like, almost like 2 mini wild areas that's going to be released this way.
Oh, yeah, because we know that the Isle of Armor is a big island that's basically a training ground, and it's got its own batch of Pokemon there, which is really cool.
Have you actually checked out the Pokemon Sword and Shield website about the DLC?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so other things that haven't been talked about enough, we've also got 2 new rivals coming up, depending on your version exclusive.
Oh, yes, we have Avery and, forget her name. Clara, yeah. Because, which, Jordan got Shield, so he's going to get Avery, and then I got Sword, so I'm getting Clara.
Which is going to be really exciting. There are going to be new rivals that want to be gym leaders, so that's going to be fun. I also think it's really exciting that we're going to get almost like new raid dens, in which these raid dens are going to behave like mini dungeons that are co-op rather than just straight up raid fights.
Well, yes, but, we're getting to the, that's getting into the Crown Tundra, which is basically, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a tundra, which honestly makes me think that it's either going to take place somewhere, like, in the Pokemon equivalent of Ireland, or it's going to take place in Greenland.
Yeah. Greenland? Really?
What?
Learned Greenland.
That's what I said, Greenland.
I hate it. Oh yeah, another thing that's really exciting is that there's going to be a new Gigantamax mechanic, kinda. Gigantamax is going to be able to be taught to your Pokemon.
Wait, they confirmed that?
Yeah.
Oh, yes!
Yeah, it's going to be through the dojo you're going to is going to allow you to grant Gigantamax to your starter.
Aw, just the starter?
As far as we know of. Probably just the starter.
I really hope that it's to the other ones, because in my game, I ended up training
if you got a Corviknight from the start, you're not going to get a Gigantamax Corviknight.
Because, I trained a Corviknight, I trained a Flapple, and I trained a Toxtree, and all 3 of them cannot Gigantamax, and that kind of frustrates me. It's like...
Well, I think what they should do is make it so that if you caught a Gigantamax Pokemon, you should be able to transfer the Gigantamax trait.
Yeah.
I think that would be more fair, because I think it should still be a challenge, and you still have to beat the raid in order to access it.
So, don't get me wrong. I love Zelda, Smith, and Roxy, the names of the 3 Pokemon I just mentioned. But I really wish that they had that Gigantamax thing, because it would be really cool. But, what can you do?
Well, it could depend on this dojo, then.
Yeah. Hey, at least Common Rabbit's gonna get a Gigantamax, that being my Cinderace.
Also, I think Inteleon got the sickest Gigantamax.
Kind of makes up for it having the worst signature move.
Yeah, and the worst, base appearance. But that Gigantamax, though...
I like Inteleon.
Yeah, it is actually voted as, for most fans, as their least favorite starter of all time.
Aww.
It is currently online the most... It is, it has a reason to go through an emo phase. Everybody hates it.
Aw, poor Sobble.
Mm-hmm. It already had palpable anxiety, and now it just knows that people are going to hate it as it gets older.
Aw, poor Sobble. I just want to hug him.
Inteleon's Gigantamax, though, is so sick.
It is really cool.
It gets a water and tail sniping tower.
That is really
cool. You could not think of a better one for Inteleon.
One thing that I'm kind of hoping is that with the added on thing, maybe it makes it so that any sort of future rematch with Hop allows Hop to Gigantamax his starter.
That'd be cool, but I think he's already kind of declared Corviknight is his buddy. Yeah, that's just the thing.
Well, what about Dubwool?
Yeah, that too, but unfortunately it doesn't get a lot of power or love.
That's a shame.
Yeah, I would have really liked to have a Woolly Mountain or something like that as a Gigantamax.
That'd be really cool. Just Dynamax Gigantamax Dubwool.
Yeah. Let's see. Other content that should be talked about is that there'll be opportunities to get new moves, possibly through a tutor system, because the base game has very few tutors. And every single expansion game, starting Emerald onwards, really emphasized new tutor moves.
Yeah.
So we're going to be able to expand Pokemon movesets in ways that we haven't seen before.
Here's hoping.
We were going to get 200 new Pokemon added to our dexes that even if you don't buy the DLC, you can still access. So I think this is really exciting because one thing that had problems in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire is that you were kind of shafted if you want to keep playing X and Y. Because in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, if you want to play competitive, that's what you play. You don't want to play X and Y if you're doing competitive, because you're just going to be worse. Things cannot transfer over that direction, which is just bizarre.
That's a little frustrating, and hopefully that ends up happening with this game.
Oh yeah, with this game they already announced that they're patching. There's going to be a free patch allowing people to access the content.
Which, thank God, because they're introducing 200 plus Pokemon, which I'm just like, wow, they're introducing that many Pokemon back into the game. It's like, I mean, on one hand...
It's cool, but also a bad look.
Yeah, in my own personal opinion, I kind of hate it because it's them adhering to the toxic fans that were complaining about the dex cut.
Or, what if this is even worse, and then they're planning to cut the dex so that way it could be considered an actual event when they add them back in.
Yeah, that too. So it's like...
This has nothing to do with the fans. I feel like if they were to have DLC or any patch, they would have added Pokemon in anyways. I doubt this has anything to do with bringing back the National Dex.
That's fair. So you can look at it two ways. You can either look at it at fans being scummy or the Pokemon company being scummy.
It's the company. It's not the fans.
I mean, at the same time, the fans can be
but it's
toxic
not
bunch.
Yeah, but it's mainly not them in this case. Most of them have mellowed out. The only people who are really still problematic are the people still bitching about them. Like, the company is mostly at fault here. This is the richest franchise in the world. Like, and considering this is our world right now, imagine 100,000 years of human civilization. One franchise stands above 100,000 years of human history. They can put in a little bigger of a budget.
That's fair. Here's the thing. The reason why I'm so harsh on the fans is because I've actually seen some people being...
She has shitty friends.
I'll admit I do kind of have shitty friends.
Yeah, I have good friends. So it was never a problem for me.
Hey, not all my friends are shitty, and the ones that aren't as shitty are the people I hang out with.
Oh, I'm just saying that you have more shitty circles than me.
Fair enough.
I have a near zero number of shitties. Let's see. Another fun part is that there's going to be a larger emphasis on exploration and content and battles. One thing that I find confusing is that this is not even going to be a post-game. It looks like you can access this pretty early into the game as well. Probably as soon as you access your trains.
That's interesting, to say the least. Maybe... one thing that I'm thinking is maybe this could be similar to the wild area where certain wild area Pokemon would level up as you did, as you gain more badges.
And just expands as you get further into the game.
Yeah.
I think that could be good, because Sword and Shield already has like the most diverse set of Pokemon you can access when it goes to your sets of teams. Team compositions are just an all-time high for customization, so if you have this DLC, then this is going to be the game that you want to Nuzlocke.
Exactly.
Or just do blind runs or something else. There's going to be a lot of fun content here.
Yeah, and then, of course, we get the big reveal, which is Legendary Raid Battles.
Yeah, so this is a thing that's been going on in Pokemon Go for quite some time, but it looks like they're expanding it even further because they're also going to bring back a lot of classic legendaries, but in a way that allows us to catch them in a way that makes them less unique. Legendaries are going to feel less legendary now because you can just get a lot of them. And there's going to be Galarian forms for a special few as well. And a new set of 2 Regis as well. Looks like they're going to be Dragon and maybe Electric.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. I'm excited to see what they become.
Yeah, so I think that there's a lot of exciting stuff that's coming up, but also some stuff to reasonably be skeptical of. I'm also upset that they brought Landorus back, because that was just not fun to play with.
Everybody just hates Landorus.
It's not because of its design. It is partially because of the design, but it's also the most irritating Pokemon to find in competitive. It's got an amazing typing. It's got, if you give it a Yash Berry, then it's pretty hard to kill as well. It's got Intimidate. It's got a powerful Earthquake. It's got Prankster, depending if you want to put other builds. It is so unstoppable and versatile.
Now I'm just reminded of the meme. It's like, did you bring back the Pokemon? Yes. What did it cost?
We didn't. I really wish they didn't bring back Landorus, but they also nerfed Intimidate in this game in some very subtle ways, so Intimidate's less powerful. So
how so?
A lot of Pokemon are now immune to Intimidate. The Unaware ability, for example, makes you immune to it. I believe Oblivious also gives you immunity.
Okay.
What else? Rattled, I believe, also activates with Intimidate. So
Okay.
A lot of things now activate or are immune to Intimidate, which, thank God.
That works. That definitely works.
Yeah, it makes my... Oh my god, I just noticed something.
What?
Mawile is even worse now.
Oh god. Poor Mawile.
Mawile was already like the worst Pokemon in the game, and then it lost its Mega, and then afterwards it ended up not getting any new features, and no new stats, and no new moves. So it lost a Mega, lost its abilities, and then got nerfed even harder because of Intimidate.
What they need to do is they need to give you a Gigantamax Mawile.
My pitch for a Gigantamax Mawile, by the way, is it just turns around, it's the whole chompy part of its head becomes huge, and it's almost cavern-like.
Oh god, that's scary.
Thank you! No, this entire thing's on Reddit. I'm a huge fan. I want Mawile to get some love back.
Yeah, we'll definitely see. I know that one of my friends absolutely wants Absol to be within that 200 plus.
Yeah. Oh, and quick thing, if we're gonna make a duality thing, and you need to go make a Gigantamax Sableye, my pitch is its gemstone becomes so gigantic, and Sableye becomes equally small, but because it's behind the gemstone, its face is refracted to be huge.
Oh my god, that's actually really brilliant.
Thank you. Very fear-based.
Anyways, but yeah, so honestly, I'm excited for the Pokemon DLC. It seems very interesting.
Yeah. It just makes me want to have a Pokemon Sword and Shield sequel in 2022 or something like that, because there's the basis of so much brilliant stuff that they can do here, but it doesn't fix the fundamental problems of Sword and Shield, outside of the dex part, somewhat, and the content part, somewhat. There's a lot more I still want to be out there, and that's why I'm just hoping to sink my teeth in. I hope it's substantial.
Yeah, I'm honestly just hoping that the DLC is good. It makes the game good. Like, honestly, I just want more Pokemon content because I enjoy Pokemon. I really enjoyed the story of Sword and Shield, even though there are issues with the story. Like, that climax, though, I'm not going to spoil anything because I don't know if anybody even watches my channel who's actually seen the climax of that game, but the climax is intense, man.
Also, one thing I just noticed, they're given XP charm, which is pretty cool, but at the same time, this is the easiest Pokemon game that just already feeds you so much XP.
You're right.
God, I wish they just gave us like a second shiny charm instead or something.
Yeah.
Or what if they gave us a new charm that made us, like, have increased spawn rates of hidden abilities or something? Like the Secret Charm or Hidden Charm or something. Like, there's a lot of ways that I would like to see some new items come into play. We'll see how it goes, though. I'm just not a fan of the XP charm when we're already given so much. Oh,
Yeah.
and the candies.
Yeah, that's
and
fair.
curry.
And curry, yep.
We're getting so much XP when we don't need it.
Yep. Anyway, so that should wrap up our little direct report.
But it's been a busy January for these 2 weeks if you're a Nintendo fan.
It has, my god, it's like...
And it gets even better because Tokyo Mirage Sessions is pretty soon.
Yeah, Tokyo Mirage Sessions comes out. Apparently there's gonna be some Tokyo Mirage Sessions characters added to Fire Emblem Heroes.
Oh yeah, great time to be a Fire Emblem fan.
Near the end of January, we're getting Byleth, and
then, let's see. Yeah, but for now, it's hard to tell what February's gonna have, if anything at all.
it's gonna have the Sonic movie.
That's true. Not really Nintendo, but yeah.
Fair enough, but whether it's bad or not, we're all gonna have a good time.
That's gonna be an entire different discussion, though.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a topic for another day. Anyways, care to sign us off, Jordan? Or at least you start the sign off?
Yeah, so, like, comment, subscribe. I am JNCuddlefish. You can find me as Cuddlefish Commentary on YouTube or Cuddlefish Tweet on Twitter. That's gonna be it for me. Class dismissed.
Yep, and I have been your Radiant Rider, Sylver Blaze. Still trying to figure out a new name for it, because I'm forming a new identity for myself, but whatever. And yeah, so like, comment, and subscribe if you like the video. Or don't, it's fine. And anyways, we'll see you next time. Shine on, gamers!